Well, greetings dear viewers, Ugandans, especially the voters watching out there. My name is Joseph Kabaale, again introducing the Election Watch. Now, as the countdown to the general 2026 elections narrows, we understand there are so many questions lingering and very many are preoccupied with so many unanswered questions about the preparedness, the credibility of the forthcoming national exercise. Well, tonight we are blessed to have, we are bringing to you the Electoral Commission right into your living room, to your screen. We shall be interrogating a few issues, including the security, the preparedness, the level of preparedness for both the Commission and the voters themselves, the security of the votes, logistical preparations. Yeah, in the studios I'm being joined with Barbra Mulimira. This one is the region educator for Southwest region. You're welcome, Madam Barbra.
I greet you, my dear viewers, and Happy New Year.
Well, thank you so much for showing up. As you understand, the road to the general elections is narrowing down and so many questions are still unanswered. Could you please first give us the update on the preparedness of the Commission itself in implementing the roadmap to the 2026 general elections?
Thank you, Godfrey. So far, so good. We are prepared, and we have been preparing ourselves for the last 5 years. And as of now, we have a register, a national voters register, which is bearing 21,681,491 voters. And these voters are going to vote from 50,000 polling stations, 50,739 polling stations. And if I may break them down, these polling stations are composed of 71,214 villages. These villages compose 10,718 parishes. Then the parishes compose 2,165 sub-counties, which also compose 353 constituencies, which constituencies also compose 312 counties, to give us 146 districts. That is the administrative unit lineup of our elections.
Thank you so much, Madam Barbra.
Yes.
Now, we all understand we are required to stop campaigning 48 hours before the official polling day.
Yes.
Of which, in this context, the polling date for presidential and parliamentary elections has been scheduled for 15th January, a few hours, if you may say, a few hours from today.
Yes.
Well, now, what other activities are being undertaken by the Commission to see that by the time we reach that date, everything is in place?
Right now, the Electoral Commission is in various places packing polling materials. Polling materials are ballot papers and their accessories. We are carrying on these activities in 2 gazetted places. And very soon they'll complete with this packing of these polling materials, and they'll dispatch them to their respective destinations. Those are district headquarters of the Electoral Commissions. From there, the returning officers will receive them and then also dispatch them to their respective sub-counties. On polling day, all polling materials will have arrived at the respective sub-counties. And so the presiding officers and the polling constables will pick these ballot boxes from the sub-county headquarters and take them to their respective polling stations where people cast their votes from.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Barbara. Now, still about the polling logistics. We understand some of these polling, the ballots are not printed within this, within the country.
Yes.
Could you please give us some updates about the ballots, which the presidential ballots are all in the country, or there are some more missing we are waiting for as we walk to 2026 general elections?
Currently, the presidential ballots are all in the country and they are being packed, but the ballots for the local government elections or the subsequent elections are yet to come.
How about these ones of the local council, local government council ballots? Are they already in the country?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, thank you so much about that. To continuing, the voter or the viewer out there might be interested in the exact date or the timeline within which the candidates are supposed to be canvassing for the votes. When are they supposed to end, given that the campaign period must not exceed 48 hours to the polling date?
That is a constitutional deadline, and so far, since we are holding presidential and parliamentary elections first, campaigns are ending 48 hours before the 15th, and that will be the 12th. They are ending on the 12th in order to give our voters some breathing space of digesting who has presented the best manifesto, who is the best candidate, who has genuine promises, and things like that.
Is this applicable to every candidate in all the categories who are participating in the elections, or strictly for the presidential and parliamentary candidates?
The deadline of the 12th is strictly for the presidential and parliamentary candidates. But for other categories of elections, the campaign period will still be on until 48 hours to their polling day. Maybe if I may take you through the polling dates, we have the highlighted date of the 15th of January. I know it is always a public holiday, so people have traveled to their respective polling areas to cast their votes. Then on the 19th of January, we shall have the National Conference for election of workers' representative to Parliament. Then on the 20th of January, we shall have election of councillors representing special interest groups. Special interest groups are the youths, the older persons, workers, and people with disabilities at municipality or city divisions.
Right.
Then on the 22nd of January, we shall have elections of district local government councils. These are district/city chairpersons, lord mayors, and councillors. Then on the 27th of January, we shall have elections of municipality, city divisions, chairpersons, and councillors. Then on the 28th of January, we shall have regional conferences for election of regional youth representatives to Parliament. On that same day, we shall have the national conference for election of national female older person representative to Parliament. Then on that day again, we shall have national conference for Army Council meeting for election of UPDF representative to Parliament. So the 28th has 3 elections: regional youth representative to Parliament, election of national female older person to Parliament, and election of UPDF representatives to Parliament. So it's going to be a great date for those categories. On the 29th of January, we shall have election of councillors representing special interest groups at city and district level. These are the youth, the older persons, workers, and people with disabilities. Then on the 30th of January, we shall have election of councillors representing special interest groups at sub-county, town, and municipal division levels.
Are there any more?
Yes, on the 2nd of February, we shall have regional conference for election of older persons representative to Parliament. Then on the 3rd of February, we shall have national conference for elections of persons with disabilities. This one is also a representative to Parliament. Then on the 4th of February, we shall have election of sub-county, town, municipal division chairpersons and councillors. Then last but not least, 6th February, we shall have national conference for election of national female youth representative to Parliament. So our dear viewers, kindly remember to go to your polling stations on those dates and vote for candidates of your choices. The mode of voting this time, right from the 15th of January to the 6th of February, is going to be by secret ballot. Yes.
What do you mean by secret ballot? The viewer out there may still be confused about the mode of voting this time around.
Secret ballot is someone going to a polling station, goes through the verification. This time they've introduced more functions of the Biometric Voter Verification Kit. They have added more functions to it. So you'll have to first be verified by this BVVK kit, then you proceed with your voting, and when they hand you your ballot paper, you'll go to a basin and tick a person of your choice in secrecy.
Right there.
Yes.
About the BVVK.
Yes.
We understand the Electoral Commission has just recently introduced, I think this is the very first time we are going to be using the BVVK kit, the BVVK, these biometric machines.
This is not the first time.
Well, how efficient is this, and what is it really necessary? Can you please help our viewer out there appreciate the fact that we really need these machines on polling stations?
Thank you very much. BVVK is going to improve the accuracy. It's going to promote transparency and efficiency by eliminating manual errors and preventing multiple voting and ensuring that only verified voters cast their ballots.
Well, it has ever been demonstrated, and I happened to attend that very first public demo which was held at the commission headquarters. Because these people who demonstrated the public demo was conducted by people you've been training for some time.
Yes.
Who must have been acquainted with how this machine operates. But
yes.
It happened to take some time. Won't it delay the activity, or especially in particular to these polling stations, to these polling areas where there are so many voters?
It was slow because it was for training purposes. But once someone grasps the nitty-gritties of this machine, you take less than 3 minutes to operate it.
Well, thank you so much. Now, what happens if this, because sometimes we understand, someone told, yeah, I saw it by myself. I should not attribute it to someone. This is a machine which works on batteries. It is chargeable, it is rechargeable.
Yes.
What if it fails? What if the battery runs out?
The battery cannot run out. In case it runs out, this battery is supposed to run for 24 hours, yet we vote for less than 10 hours. That is why Electoral Commission divided polling stations which have more than 600 voters into two, so as to reduce on the polling time. Tentatively, this machine is going to, we are assuming it will work for about 8 hours. Within 8 hours, all our voters will have gotten finished, but the battery will still be on. In case this battery runs out, we have a power bank. In case the power bank runs dry, we have a second BVVK machine, which is fully charged and just on standby, just in case this first one runs out of battery and the power bank runs out of battery. Then you also have 2 extra batteries. So there is no way we are going to have any power failure of the BVVK machine right from the start up to the end of the polling exercise.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Barbra. Now, I think this was answered previously when I attended that public demo. Yes. But for emphasis, for our viewers who are never there, what if this machine happens to be stolen before the polling exercise?
So you don't trust our Ugandans, eh?
Well, not everyone. Yes, some of these Ugandans are unscrupulous and can do anything for living.
Yes. These Ugandans of ours should just be warned that these machines have tracking devices. There are tracking devices installed in these machines, in these BVVK kits. So even if you stole it and threw it in the toilet, we shall find it. If you stole it and you ran with it and crossed borders, we shall still find you. If you stole it and hid it in the sand, we shall still find it. If you stole it and you hid it or you threw it in the water in the lake, we shall still find it. So there is no way the government is ready to lose its machines. It has also installed security systems into these gadgets of the BVVKs to see to it that they get tracked wherever they are taken. Yes.
Literally, the biometric verification is mandatory for everyone who may want to participate in the voting.
Yes, it is.
Oh, right.
It is mandatory for whoever comes to vote should first be verified by this BVVK machine.
So won't it conflict or won't it disturb in case a voter happens to shows up on a wrong polling station whereby the verification machine, this BVVK, has been assigned to a different polling station, and perhaps it has already memorized the voters who are already supposed to vote from this particular polling station, and now someone else who is also Ugandan and an eligible voter happens to show up on this polling station. Is it still okay? Will he be able to bypass this machine?
Now I'll take you back to the training you went through.
Of course, for the emphasis, okay, for the benefit of the viewers watching, I was there, but some of our viewers were never attended.
I know. Now for the benefit of our viewers, when this BVVK is brought to this polling station, it is empty. They are bringing 2 empty BVVK machines onto each and every polling station where we are going to vote from. It is the presiding officer who is going to switch on this machine and load the National Voter Register of that polling station there and then in the presence of the witnesses. So the purpose of loading this data right from the polling station is to improve on the voters' trust. Voters should trust the Electoral Commission that they are just going to load the data on the register of that polling station and put it at that particular BVVK machine. Just in case someone comes when he does not belong to that polling station, still the machine will tell him the moment he puts on his fingerprint, the machine is going to tell him that you vote from this location. Yes. Thank
you so much about that, Barbra. Yep. Now, considering the fact that the whole activity involves someone uploading or submitting their data to the machine. And considering the fact that we are living in such an era whereby individual information is so crucial to so many activities that happen, some activities, some have different objectives of obtaining people's data. How safe is the voters' information that will be uploaded to the machine?
Thank you very much. The information that Electoral Commission uses is got from NIRA. Remember, when NIRA is registering people, it even registers our descendants' particulars. But for purposes of voting purposes, for Electoral Commission only gets those fields which are relevant for voting. And please be informed that Electoral Commission data is as safe as a bank safe. It cannot be shared, it cannot be tampered with, and it cannot be let voters have that confidence in the Electoral Commission that their data is going to be safe. Yes, no one is going to share it. No one is going to share it. We only use it for voting purposes. We don't use it for anything else.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Barbara. Now, considering, whereas it may be able, I need to understand, whereas it may be able to decide whether someone votes from that particular polling station or not, is someone able to bypass, okay, to vote more than one time?
No. It will bring a red beep in case he has, let's say, someone has voted from Nsambia Church and then he wishes to go and vote from Kevina, another polling station in Kevina. The polling station in Kevina will make noise. And
finally, about the biometric machines, the BVVKs.
Yes.
We would request for your guarantee, I don't know, but how do you encourage the viewers that these machines won't fail us? Because in so many national activities we've been having,
yes,
some of these machines have been failing us. Every machine, every technology they introduce in order, because they do this to I don't know, but to minimize the time that is spent onto service.
Yes.
But they happen to fail. So how do you assure the people watching us that these machines will not be another problem during that day?
Thank you. Dear viewers, these problems are not going to be these machines are not going to be a problem on polling day because of the following reasons. First of all, they work offline. Secondly, they are an improved version. Thirdly, there are many. In 2021, we used one BVVK machine, but this time we are using 2 per polling station. Number 4, we had no backup. This time we have a backup of a BVVK kit. Their batteries are fully charged. They are coming with 2 extra batteries and 2 extra power banks. So kindly have that confidence. Be confident. The process is not going to be disrupted because of a failure of BVVK.
Thank you so much, Barbara.
Okay.
And with that assertion, I would like just to remind the voters and viewers, particularly watching Uganda Catholic Television, that voting is not only a question of changing political leadership, but this is a question of assessing our democratic principles and processes. So as we go for a short break, I would urge you that come 15th, you have a right to go and choose. After this short break, we will be right back with Madam Barbara, and we'll continue deliberating on some of the issues some of the questions and issues that are shaping the public discourse, especially as we narrow down to the 2020 general election. Keep watching Uganda Catholic Television. We're coming right back. Welcome back from that break. My name is Joseph Kabaale. You're watching Uganda Catholic Television. This is the Election Watch. Now, continuing, like I'd already introduced her, in the studios we have been joined by Barbra Mulimira. She's the regional voter educator for Southwest region, right?
Yes.
You're welcome back from that break.
Continuing
with our show, we're still examining the progress of the Electoral Commission in implementing the 2026 electoral roadmap.
Yes.
Among these include the so many sensitive activity, the campaign period. How far are we with the campaigns, and how are you managing it so far?
The Commission wishes to inform the general public that all the activities of the roadmap are on point. We are almost concluding our roadmap, since campaigns and preparation for polling are the last activities of the roadmap. So we wish to further inform our voters of the pertinent issues as follows. Regarding the campaign period, Commission continues to monitor compliance with the electoral laws and guidelines. Then the Commission itself is also progressing with the accreditation of election observers, both domestic and international observers, for purposes of transparency, accountability, openness, and scrutiny throughout the election process. The Commission has also conducted the recruitment and training of election officials at national, district, and polling stations. This exercise was aimed at equipping election officials with the necessary knowledge, skills, and ethical standards required to conduct a free, fair, and transparent electoral processes. The EC is also continuing to hear petitions arising from nomination of candidates for the 2026 general elections as per guidance of the law. The Commission is currently issuing out VLSs, those are voter locator slips, countrywide.
Before the VLS,
yes,
the Commission's exercise regarding the nomination and the receiving of the petitions about nomination.
Yes.
Should we say the candidates should be worried until the very last day of the polling day, because people are taken by surprise? So should we say the disqualification continues until the 15th of January?
I think it does, but don't be taken by surprise. I think it is the public that is taken by surprise, but at times these candidates commit these errors knowingly. Yes. And so, since some of them are popular amongst their voters, when the Electoral Commission passes a negative ruling against them, they blame the Electoral Commission, yet they did this thing knowingly, they erred knowingly.
People come and contest, and when they know they don't have papers.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
What happens if someone
people turn up for nomination and present papers, false academic documents, they present false signatures, and once the Commission receives such petitions, it goes ahead to investigate.
Barbra, is there a possibility of a fraudster? I'm sorry, I should call them frauds, because you say they do some of these things knowingly.
Yes.
In an event where someone who has presented to you false academic credentials happens to be lucky enough and they go up to their very last day,
yes,
they are sworn in, what happens? Is there a possibility of pulling them back?
Yes, yes. The opportunity of pulling them back is there when the opponent who has lost to that winner who presented false documents goes to court. Remember, Commission only reserves the mandate of handling election petitions before elections happen. But the moment polling is concluded, the right goes to court. All aggrieved parties are advised to go to court. But if someone presented false documents and remember, Electoral Commission does not have that mandate of verifying academic papers. So when a candidate comes, when an aggrieved party comes and lodges that complaint that so and so has false documents, we go back to all our examination bodies where they claim the verification took place. They are the ones who let us know, who tell us that these documents are either falsified or they are truly certified. So please stop blaming the Electoral Commission. It's not the Electoral Commission that tells people or that dismisses people based on their own judgment.
This is in the spirit of the narrative that the Electoral Commission is somehow being influenced by some, should I say, big people to disqualify their how should I call their competitors in the race.
To us, to the Electoral Commission, every candidate that we nominate is our big person. So dear public, stop looking at the Electoral Commission as the evil person, as the evil one, and you forgetting that it is the candidates who commit these errors. Then their opponents come up to the Electoral Commission and petition them. Yes.
Under circumstances, you know, Barbara, this is so interesting. Under circumstances whereby you happen to realize someone presented false documents,
yes,
but you've already printed the ballots, what happens? Because some voters, some of their voters, are they still, is it still advisable for them to tick the candidate who has been, is there a possibility of disqualifying these people after you printing the ballots already?
When a person is disqualified after the ballot paper has been printed, Electoral Commission goes ahead and prints his picture and then puts a notice below this picture that this person is no longer participating in these elections, so please don't vote for him. So we go putting those posters in all areas of the polling stations where that person's area of jurisdiction is. Yes.
What if the person, you know, some of our voters, I don't know, they are a bit interesting.
I know.
They may disregard it, some may not even read it. And then, still, here is a candidate who has been disqualified but has won.
Now that candidate will not win. Why? Because the Electoral Commission has already pronounced itself on that candidate by issuing out posters and notifications that this person is out of this race, so please don't vote for him. So whoever goes ahead and votes for that person will have given us an invalid vote because he has voted for a person who is not supposed to participate in these elections. In case you say that person wins, he cannot win because he's already out of the race. But in case the ticked ballots, most of the ticked ballots go to him, then the next in line, okay, will be the winner because that one will be out of the race. We shall not consider that person. We don't even count those votes to know that whether they are more than the votes of the participants. Yes, they're just considered invalid.
Well, so to the voters, in a case you're preparing to vote for your preferred candidate, then before down you happen to hear he has been disqualified, don't waste your energy. Or you should just consider from the remaining contenders if you don't want your vote to be considered invalid. Can we continue with our progress about the implementation of our roadmap, Barbara?
Currently, thank you, Joseph. Currently, the EC is issuing out voter locator slips, and these are just aids to voters to indicate to them where they are going to vote from. There is no science in these voter locator slips, as some people are trying to publish negative information about these voter location slips. They are just aids to our voters to indicate to them where they are going to vote from. As simple as that. Yes.
So about these voter location slips, where should the people go look for them? Are they getting them from the Electoral Commission headquarters, or from the which designated place are they supposed to go and seek for these VLS?
The Electoral Commission headquarters has already sent these voter locator slips to the respective districts, and the district returning officers have also forwarded them to the sub-county supervisors, which sub-county supervisors have also forwarded them to the parish supervisors, and these are the supervisors at different villages. You can find a parish having about 3 villages. So these parish supervisors are the ones going out, issuing out these voter locator slips in these villages.
So literally, should the voters sit at their homes and wait for the supervisors to come and distribute these VSL, or they should literally go and approach these people for these slips?
There are many ways of killing a rat. Many of our voters have gone ahead and reported to their respective polling stations, because that is where some of our supervisors sit. Assuming a polling station previously had about 1,200 voters, trust me, that polling station this time has been split into 2 polling stations.
Right.
Which means it has created a polling center. There is a polling center now. Wherever there is more than 1 polling station near each other, it becomes a polling center. So now our supervisors are sitting between these polling centers. In that, should someone of A to K come, he'll find the supervisor in the middle, and should someone of L to M come, he'll also get his voter locator slip from the same person, because they are all in the same location.
Thank you so much, Barbara. But it's still about these voter locator slips.
Yes.
What is how relevant are they in this exercise? Do I really need it? I have my ID. You already put in place the BVVK. What is the VSL for?
As I told you, Joseph, the BVVK machine will verify voters using VLSs. Once a voter reports to a polling station to cast his vote, he will simply present his VLS and all the national identity card, all the voters register. Remember, amidst all these developments, amidst all these accusations, Electoral Commission still reserves the right of reading a voter's name off the register. Okay? In case you don't have these other aids to identification, we call them aids to identification, the national ID and the VLS. In case you don't have them, they are very mandatory. Okay? But in case you don't have them, the Electoral Commission has a register, a national register. Okay? So I don't want people to sit in their homes saying they lost their VLSs or national IDs and so they want to vote. Let them come to a polling station. People at the polling station will be able to verify that you are the person, you are the right person, by looking at your particulars on the register, and then they request you to go through the BVVS system. Yes. And then you'll be able to get your ballot and you cast your vote.
Thank you so much for that clarification.
Yes.
I think we need to continue with our progress on the implementation of our 2026 roadmap. if there is any we needed to tackle, Barbara?
Yes, we do. We have new developments for the 2026 polling period. And one of the developments is the mandatory use of the BVVK machine.
It is mandatory.
It is mandatory because it also has a statutory instrument of 2025 number 98, which mandates it to be used in the general elections. There will be 2 BVVK machines at each polling station, as I mentioned earlier, a primary one and a secondary one, yes, and a backup. So our dear viewers, currently be informed that unlike in the past elections, where you would first relax at home and then wait for 30 minutes to 4 p.m. and you rush to a polling station to vote, this time, let us all be early at a polling station in order to allow this machine time to verify us fully before we get to the actual polling process. Right. And also at the counting period, it will still re-verify the ballots. Yes.
Thank you so much. Now that our voters have been invited to come early.
Yes.
Because this comes under a mixed, how should I call it? A conflicting narrative.
Yes.
Some people are insisting that the votes should be protected. Whereas the Electoral Commission's stand has always been vote and go home.
Just imagine.
Please clarify. They should come early with their seats. Should they come with their chairs?
I'm talking of coming early to vote, to cast your ballot, to use the authorized mark of choice. Okay? Come early, go to the line, be peaceful, go through the BVVK verifications, get your ballot papers, go cast your vote. Take a person of your choice, go cast your vote, then slot it in the transparent ballot box, go for indelible inking, and there your voting will have been concluded, and then you go home. Why am I saying you go home? Because the polling station already has, now for the presidential candidates, how many do we have?
There are 8.
There are 8 candidates. Every candidate is entitled to?
An agent.
To 2
agents.
It is a pair of agents. Those are 2 people. Already Electoral Commission staff at a polling station are going to be 7. 7 polling officers plus the 16 agents. Unless the public is not trusting the agents, yet the candidate is trusting them. I don't know why they are coming to congest the polling station. Otherwise, the law allows them to stand at a certain distance. Yes. So let them be in that distance, not in the congesting the polling station, because it will be illegal, and so Electoral Commission will also have to call for help to evacuate and create space for voters. Our voters need to vote in a peaceful environment. Yes.
Madam Barbara.
Yes, please.
Under circumstances where someone insists that I shall not go home until my vote has been counted, is there any legal penalties, punishments? What would happen to these people?
That person who is not going home until counting time should find somewhere else to be and then return at counting time. Yes.
Well, that has been clarified. After voting, you may choose to go home or stand or somewhere, but not so close to the polling station, as you will be congesting and somehow disorganizing the officials who will be supervising and seeing to the exercise. So we cast our vote. We cast our votes. We go home. Then we wait for the counting time, which starts at around 4.
Counting time is after 4 because voting is supposed to end at 4.
Then we come back and witness the counting exercise. I think that is not too much to ask from
Joseph,
you,
just
voter.
a minute. Much as voting is supposed to end at 4, we have a polling constable who is supposed to stand behind the last voter at 4 o'clock. So there is a difference between polling and
Counting.
and voting. When we say voting has closed, it means it is 4 p.m. Anyone standing, I mean polling has closed, it means at 4 p.m. the polling constable has stood behind the last voter on the line.
So anyone who comes after the
constable is not allowed into the polling station. However, even if the line of voters is 2 miles long, okay, polling should not close until the last voter who is standing in front of the polling constable has cast his ballot.
Is there a provision for this exercise to go as far as 7? Or?
Yes, it's there because the Electoral Commission has provided rechargeable lamps. It has provided lamps. But to guard against that long time voting, that is why Electoral Commission has divided polling stations with many people in order to create polling centers so that at least each polling station has fewer voters. Yes.
Well, thank you so much. And continuing to the progress, the Commission's progress in implementing the electoral roadmap. If we still have any more, we would like to hear it now before we go to another issue.
My issue of the new development is about the polling process and the polling station layout. Dear voters, please voters, I appeal to you. Let us make sure that we are up by 7 a.m. Remember, the law has changed the number of witnesses from 5 to 10. We need 10 people in the morning at a polling station. Be there by 7 so that we get 10 people out of the few who have collected, who have come early, and we open a polling station and we vote. If we all went early to vote, I'm sure by 4 many of us will have finished voting, and so we shall give time to the polling officers to re-verify, go through the ballot verification and counting process. Yes.
All right.
Then after voters have voted, when people have cast their ballots, after someone has cast his ballot, his ballots, remember there are 3 categories per time of voting. That is, for the first category of the 15th, we have presidential, direct elected MP, and district woman MP. Those categories go down subsequently like that. When it comes to LC5, it is the chairperson, the district councillor, and then the female representative. When it comes to municipality, it is the mayor, the councillor still, and the woman councillor. So it goes down, trickling like that, down right to the last category of voting. So now, after a voter has cast his 3 votes in that category of polling, for the presidential, that the voter is going to be, we shall have this small finger ink in we shall have it inked in indelible ink. Whereas for other categories, it will be
the thumb,
writing with a cuticle marker, with a marker on the cuticle of the thumb. So our voters, kindly remember that. Don't reach a polling station and then they put for you ink to dip in your small finger and begin arguing that for you want your thumb written on. the presidential and parliamentary elections, it is the small finger, while for the other categories of elections, it is the thumb after voting.
Well, still about the new developments.
Yes.
Anything to add, especially because we are so much interested in the BVVK?
Yes.
Anything to add surrounding the introduction of the Biometric Voters Verification Kit? Yes.
This kit, it is technology, it is improved technology, which is there to confirm that someone is an eligible voter. It is also there to ensure that it's a one-man or one-woman vote. It is there to improve the integrity
Of the election.
Of elections. It is there to improve accuracy. It is there to increase on security, efficiency, and credibility of the electoral process. This BVVK will eliminate complaints about vote rigging and ballot stuffing and impersonation, because you cannot claim to be Barbara when you are Joseph. The moment you put your thumbprint on the machine, all your biodata will come out. So in case you told them you are Barbara when you're Joseph, definitely you'll be held responsible for impersonation, and vice versa. So I would call on our voters not to be intimidated, not to fear, not to have that negative energy and negative attitude, because it pulls us down. It pulls all of us down as a country. I thank you very much.
Well, about the BVVK, I think we've had enough about it.
Okay.
And this BVVK, I think we should just appreciate in the best interest of the credibility of the elections and the integrity of our democratic processes. Well, thank you so much, Barbara. Anything Muganda would say, something you would wish to emphasize before we continue?
This BVVK machine will also be used to verify each ballot paper that is issued to the voter. After verifying the voter himself, it will go ahead and verify ballot papers. Then, even when a ballot is spoiled, it will be verified by the BVVK machine before a new one can be reissued and verified. However, my dear members of the public, my dear voters, please be informed that the BVVK machine will not be able to record how you have voted. I know there is negative propaganda being spread out there that this machine was brought to see how you are voting, and if you don't vote the candidate of so and so's choice, they are going to come for you at night, they are going to imprison you, they are going to arrest you. I've already had that propaganda, but please consider that as haters of the electoral process. This BVVK is simply it has simply come in to improve on our electoral process. It does not have any negativity that you are thinking it has brought. It is just helping us, making our operations better.
Well, and finally, as we sign out, I think, whereas this is not something, this is not an activity, a national activity that has never happened before. It has ever happened, but still people need to be reminded of the do's and the don'ts. Because we understand this is so much an important activity, national activity, which we need to be having a conversation about, I think, almost each and every after 2 days. And we are looking forward to have Barbara back here. So as we sign out, we would like to know, what are some of the do's and don'ts? What are we supposed to do while at the polling station? What are we not supposed to do, Barbara?
Our dear viewers, please do the following for me on polling day. Kindly report to the polling station between 7, before 7, I mean after 7 and before 4 p.m. because that is the polling time. But for those who wish to vote early, kindly be there before 7 so that by the time polls open at 7, you're already there. Kindly prepare well, carry your national IDs and voter locator slips to ease on the identification process. However, you will be allowed to vote even if you don't have the VLS or the national ID. All that matters, the most authentic document on polling day is that document of the Electoral Commission, and it is the National Voters Register. Outside that, let us maintain peace and comply with the directions given to us by the polling constable or those polling officials well at the polling station. To my, what should I call them?
To the viewers.
They are all viewers, but they are those rowdy, to the rowdy voters. Please don't campaign on polling day. Do not carry party colors, symbols, or chant party slogans while at the polling station. Do not intimidate or obstruct voters from accessing the polling station. Do not intimidate polling officials. Do not engage in impersonation of any kind. Do not attempt to vote more than once, and do not bribe voters.
Well, thank you so much, Barbra Mulimira. She is the regional voter educator for Southwest region.
Yes.
We thank you so much for showing up. We actually appreciate. And to the viewers who have joined us since we began the talk show, we are so much indebted, and urge you to continue following us on all our social media handles, including YouTube, TikTok, all other social media platforms. I remain Joseph Kabaale, and understand this is a conversation which we will never have it enough. And we are looking forward to having Barbra once again back here and deliberate on many other issues which have not been talked about, especially about the voter slips. There are some voter slips which have been making rounds on social media which has a picture of a kid.
Can I talk about that?
Yes, but we are running out of time. I think in just 30 seconds, she comment about the voter location slip of a kid, a baby.
Joseph, with this introduction of AI, trust me, a hater, I'll call him or her a hater of the Uganda Electoral Commission. And he not only hates Uganda Electoral Commission, he also hates NIRA, because it is NIRA that captures these pictures. And trust me, NIRA cannot forward database of a child to the Electoral Commission, because the Electoral Commission mandate is preparing register for people aged 18 years and above. So this was just some AI or our IT people, our IT children who are good at changing or editing these pictures or documents. Then they got a picture of a baby and put it there. Can you imagine? This baby, who is almost months old, was born in 77. Their date of birth of that VLS was 77.
So people were attributing all this to the
Electoral
Commission.
In the meantime, we get this data from NIRA.
Well, thank you so much, Barbra. For the very last time, allow us end this conversation. We thank you so much for following us. We thank you so much for joining us.
Special appeal.
The special appeal to Barbra has a special appeal. Barbra, I told you, this is a conversation which we shall never have enough. She has a special appeal. Allow me give her 30 seconds, then we call this a night.
Thank you, Joseph. My special appeal to Ugandans is that as the country enters the final days of the campaign period, The Commission appeals to all candidates, political parties, agents and supporters to exercise and uphold peace, tolerance and respect for the rule of law. The Commission calls upon every citizen to play their part in ensuring a peaceful and successful electoral process. I thank you for watching and I wish you God's blessings. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much, Madam Barbara. With that, we shall close this discussion, and please, I again remind you to follow us on our social media handles. We will have her back right here before the polling day, as this is so much an important conversation that we must be having almost regularly. I remain Joseph Kabaale and wish you good luck in everything.